Imagine this. Tomorrow you wake up and don't have to go to work. You can choose what to do, spend more time with your family, or take that trip you've always dreamed of. But it always remained a dream until one day you suddenly started living off dividends without investing anything else because what you had already invested was enough. That would be great, right? But here comes the question. What's the minimum amount that allows you to live off dividends and finally quit your job? Many people give up right away because they think the number is in the millions, but the real figure is shockingly lower than you might think. And when I say lower, trust me, it's really, really lower. And later I'll tell you what the figure is and why it's so low, but above all how you can reach it. But we have to go step by step to understand. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for educational purposes only, and any results depend on your own decisions and actions. First, picture your normal life. You might spend about $4,000 each month on rent or mortgage, food, transport, fun, and a few surprise dentist visits. Multiply that by 12 months and you get $48,000 a year. That is the income target our dividends need to hit if we want full freedom. Many videos stop right here, grab a low dividend yield like 3%, and shout that you must invest over $1.6 million. No wonder viewers will be angry, because who has over $1 million? That shortcut ignores the simple fact that your living costs will not stay frozen in time. Inflation is the slow thief that makes cereal smaller and rent bigger. Even if the official rate hovers around 2% a year, prices still march upward. In 30 years, that $4,000 lifestyle will cost more than $7,200 every month. So our dividend stream must climb the same staircase, or we will end up back at a desk. The second reality is strategy. The stocks you choose and what you do with the cash they throw off change everything. Let us test the sensible sounding idea that we should chase a fat starting yield and forget growth. Imagine you funnel $1,000 into high-yield stocks every single month. These companies pay about 7.5% today, but their share prices only creep up maybe 2% a year, and their dividends rarely grow. If you pocket the dividends instead of reinvesting them, your income line will look like a tired flat road. After 3 decades, you would have deposited $360,000, and your monthly checks would still cover barely $1,691 a month, which still trails the higher cost of living. What if you reinvest every dividend back into the same high-yield shares? The compounding helps a bit. Now, at year 30, the portfolio spits out about $4,400 each month. Better, but still far below the inflated cost of life. High yield alone is not the magic door. Another magic door could be to enter my free Telegram community with the link in the description, where I explain how to reach this figure to live off dividends, but I'll tell you more about it later. Time to flip the script. Enter dividend growth investing. Here we accept a more modest starting yield, about 3.5%, but we demand that company profits and payouts rise year after year. Think of firms that have raised dividends for decades, rewarding patience. In the model, let us stick with the same $1,000 a month, assume price growth of 7% and dividend growth of 9%. Leave the dividends in your pocket, and the early years feel slow. The snowball is forming but has not found a hill yet, and your income still sits well below expenses. The lever that matters is reinvestment. Every time a company pays you, you send the cash straight back to work buying more shares. The snowball finally meets a downhill slope. Look at the curve. Around year 23, the green dividend line rises past the black spending line. From that point forward, the gap widens. Your money now manufactures more money faster than prices climb. And here is the part that drops jaws. The total cash you ever had to put in is not $1 million, not even $500,000, but about $283,000, less than many people spend on one house. Some viewers will yell, "Hey bro, you forgot taxes," and they are right to ask. Tax rules vary by country, state, account type, and holding period. The bite might raise the total required contributions by 10 to 20%. Thankfully, we can soften the hit by using retirement accounts, holding shares long enough to qualify for friendly rates, and living in a place that treats dividends kindly. Even after taxes, the strategy still beats the scary 1.6 million myth. Let me ground this plan in everyday examples. Picture Ilari, a nurse who decides to invest her side hustle income of $500 a month into reliable dividend growers starting at age 30. She reinvests everything and increases her contribution with each raise. By 53, her portfolio crosses the freedom line, letting her switch to a 2-day-a-week clinic schedule she actually enjoys. Or think of Alex and Veronica, a young couple who skip buying a shiny truck, keep their used hatchback, and funnel the difference into the same dividend growth plan. They reach financial freedom before their 40th birthdays and move to a lakeside town where they work online only when they feel like it. You might ask, what if I start later or earlier? Starting earlier is like planting a tree at sunrise. The shade arrives sooner. Beginning later just means you may need to invest a little more each month, or accept a slightly later freedom date. The math bends but does not break. Remember, the number that matters is not the giant sum in the account. It is the dividend stream. After taxes measured against your real lifestyle, keep expenses reasonable. Choose companies with long histories of growing distributions, reinvest automatically, and adjust contributions upward with each pay raise. Automation removes willpower from the equation, letting math handle the heavy lifting. Inflation still lurks, so review your holdings once a year to ensure payout growth outruns price growth. If a company freezes its dividend, rotate into a stronger name. Diversify across sectors such as healthcare, consumer staples, utilities, and technology, so one rough season will not topple the whole tree. Use low-cost index funds that track baskets of dividend growers if picking stocks feels scary. Fees are termites. Keep them tiny. Now let us crunch the headline once more. The lowest amount you need to live off dividends is not a single rigid dollar figure for everyone. It is a flexible formula. Take your future monthly spending, divide by the yield of a growing portfolio, and then subtract the advantage you gain by reinvesting and compounding. With realistic numbers, consistent $1,000 monthly deposits, and a 9% dividend growth rate, the personal out-of-pocket cost lands near $283,000 spread across 2 decades. If that still sounds huge, break it down. $283,000 spread over 23 years is about $12,300 each year, or roughly $1,025 per month. Cut cable, cook at home, sell unused gadgets, pick up a weekend freelance project, and suddenly the money appears. Every dollar you redirect to your future hires an employee who never sleeps. Throughout this journey, track your progress. Watching dividends drip in is thrilling motivation. Celebrate small milestones, like the first month they pay your phone bill, the first time they cover groceries, and the first birthday cake entirely funded by passive cash. Momentum will carry you. I also urge you to build an emergency fund separate from investments, so you never raid the portfolio when the car needs brakes. Keep 3 to 6 months of expenses in a plain savings account, while the stock army fights inflation on a different battlefield. Yes, the market wobbles, prices fall and headlines scream, but dividend growers often keep raising payouts through storms. Reinvesting during downturns buys more shares at a discount, speeding the timeline. Volatility is not the enemy, impatience is. So how small can the nest egg be? Smaller than you feared yesterday. The true key is not guessing a magic lump sum, but mastering the habits that turn ordinary income into passive cash flow. These habits are regular contributions, quality dividend growth stocks or funds, automatic reinvestment, and a lifestyle that stays a step behind earnings. If you start today, make thoughtful choices and keep your hands off the sell button, a future where work becomes optional is within reach. Imagine waking up, checking your account, and seeing fresh dividend deposits that arrived while you dreamed. That feeling is worth every packed lunch and every delayed gadget upgrade. Freedom through dividends is neither a fantasy nor a privilege reserved for the ultra-rich. It is a simple math problem solved by ordinary people who refuse to quit. Your timeline might be different, your contributions might start smaller, but the principles are universal. Start now, stay consistent, let compounding carry the load, and watch the calendar rather than the clock. At this point, you have 3 choices. You can close the video and slide back into the old routine, or you can take the first tiny action that nudges you toward that dividend-funded morning coffee. Open a brokerage account if you have none, set up a modest automatic transfer, and buy your first slice of a company that shares profits. Then do it again next month and the next, until the habit feels like brushing your teeth. Hey bro, the third choice? No, don't worry. I haven't forgotten it. It just needs the right value. And the third choice is to join my free Telegram community with a link in the description. Here I'll explain step by step how to start a successful YouTube business without putting your face on the line. I'll give you my strategies on how I make all my channels explode, and to prove to you that it really works, just look at this channel, which is the most obvious proof. If you found value in this video, smash the subscribe button. Also hit like and let me know your figure in the comments, only if you want, and I'll see you soon in the Telegram community. I'll wait for you.